where the Flyers trounced the Tampa Bay Lightning. I guess Tampa Bay has learned something here. Ron Hextall, though, in the meantime, has come up with a couple of real good saves. He looks very confident, challenging the shooter.
Brind'Amour wins the face-off again to Shell Samuelson in the corner. Big Shell Samuelson tied up by Weimer. And it looks like a mutton chest situation there in the corner. Don't mean to laugh, but Weimer had his helmet taken off. And Samuelson still going at it away from the plate. And Dvorsky blows the whistle. They're both going to go. Weimer and Samuelson just wouldn't give it up. And they'll both sit.
That's not a bad call right there by the official. Not a bad call whatsoever. Samuelson wasn't going to give up, and Weimer, who just turned 20 on April 14th, has really shown a lot of maturity on the ice in tough situations. You think of the Tampa Bay Lightning in the future, and they've got some players that are learning an invaluable lesson here in postseason play. Going to go a long way. Battle along the board, certainly. In the meantime, this game was 1-0 in favor of Philadelphia before Selivanov, who, don't forget, last year spent time to end the year in the IHL in Atlanta and in Chicago with the independent Wolves. Well, here's the goal that tied the game. Selivanov comes out from behind the play after John Cullen had a good scoring chance. Zamner also got an assist on that goal. 4:02 into the third period. I think Selivanov's been excellent this entire game, though. Not only that, but he's been physical. He's taken out the man. He's getting in front of Ron Hextall. And then he caps it off with a goal.
Brind'Amour, another face-off win to Dykhouse. Pupa out of the crease, and nobody there for the rebound. Boy, Brind'Amour has come up huge on the face-offs for Philadelphia tonight. Here's Brind'Amour again at center. A little pass ahead to Podine. He's in alone, though. No help. Hamrlik is under 2 minutes to go in regulation time. John Cullen crisscrossing. Peter Svoboda, 2-on-2. Now the Lightning get an extra body out there. Svoboda in a bit deep. His pass easily intercepted by Shaw.
He had nowhere to go, Tom. Nowhere to go whatsoever. The only place to keep it in deep because there was good coverage inside the blue line for Tampa Bay.
1:20 in regulation as you see the clock in the upper left-hand part of your screen. And the bottom line keeps you informed on all the other scores around hockey. And everywhere else, it's Klima at center. Peter Klima has the puck stripped from him, and the Flyers get it back to center. Dale Howard-Chuck, the lone goal scorer tonight for Philly. And taking no chances with Lindros cruising in, Darren Pupa will have a face-off with 56 seconds left.
They've fought, they've clawed their way into this hockey game. They've tied the game up at 1. And Terry Crisp has got his troops thinking the same way. As I said before, we were talking about Terry being an emotional guy. He's a real amiable person. I don't think there's any doubt about that. In fact, his wife says simply, he's a nice guy. Terry Crisp is a nice guy, and that's the facts, but he's an intense person as well. He won 2 Stanley Cups, of course, as a player, won a Stanley Cup as the head coach of the Calgary Flames in 1989. Was then let go by Cliff Fletcher. They remain good friends. There is speculation at the end of this year that Terry would be interested and Toronto would be interested in having a guy like Terry Crisp. He's a free agent with no compensation at the end of this year. And he's looking for some answers right now from the referee, Dvorsky. Tampa Bay wanted a late change, did not get it. Now Eric Lindros taking the face-off. Tampa Bay has dominated late in this game, and the number one reason is taking nothing away from Lindros, but Joel Otto is the guy that takes a lot of the face-offs, and he, of course, was injured in the first period.
Lindros wins this one. The Flyers just do manage to keep it in the zone. Sean Podino tied up effectively by Bill Holder. And the puck dribbles in on Hextall. This will be another icing call on Tampa Bay, this time with 43.2 seconds left. And the Flyers, of course, missing 3 bodies that started the game healthy. They're going to have to gut this one out and hope that at least 1 or maybe 2 of those guys can get back in time for Sunday afternoon.
It's broken up all their line combinations. You know, you've got from 1 to 4, you've got line combinations. Everybody's going, everybody's thinking the same way. You have to juggle, you have to react, and you have to obviously try to come up with situations that combinations for players, twosomes or guys that have played well together, keep them going. Right now, see, you've got a unique situation. You've got Lindros and you've got Sean Podine going side by side in this 4-on-4.
Don't think they're too familiar with one another. Those are the line combinations they had yesterday at practice. Lindros wins it back to the point, but Desjardins can't keep it in. Overtime approaches. A giveaway in the Philadelphia zone, and luckily Lindros got back there to pick it off. Now back to Podine at center. Luckily for Philadelphia, that is. Lindros sprawls at the blue line. Gratton. Ryan Bellows held up at the blue line with 15 seconds now left in regulation. There's Petit. Michel Petit in on Sprawl. Maybe time for one more rush by the Flyers. Lindros top of the circle, takes the shot wide, and it appears we're headed for sudden death overtime in game number 2. That is the case. So the Tampa Bay Lightning, beaten to a pulp 7-3 in game 1, take the Flyers to overtime because that man, Alexander Selovanov's goal here in the 3rd period, tied it at 1. Coming up, the New Dodge Intermission Report with our main man, Kenny Mayne. All the NHL scores and highlights, and some sobering news about a tragedy from the world of college football, along with an NBA record. That's coming up with Kenny Mayne, the New Dodge Intermission Report. Here in Philadelphia, the concession stands will once again have lines to deal with because we're headed for overtime, 1-1. We'll be back in a few minutes with a sudden death.
The National Business Employment Weekly, the only publication that updates you weekly on top jobs available regionally and nationwide. All kinds of jobs, professional, managerial, technical, and you'll learn how to land one of those jobs. Get 8 job-packed issues for just $35. Also get absolutely free the Job Search Guide.
Call 800-345-4700. That's 800-345-4700.
The National Business Employment Weekly. If you're not looking here, you're hardly looking.
Okay, so with America Online, I get the latest stock and mutual fund information, send email to stay in touch with family and friends, see photos of flowers before I pay for them, easy access to the internet, get the latest news and sports, and all of this is mine 24 hours a day.
And that's just the beginning.
I think he's got it.
Okay, hook me up.
Call now for your free 15-hour preview of America Online. Call 1-800-816-4848 now.
Don't get the classes I want. Won't graduate on time. Can't believe they're raising tuition. This is not working. But this will. Classes I need to graduate on time, and no surprises about tuition. Works for me.
Call ITT Technical Institute at 1-800-942-0099. That's 1-800-942-0099.
Introducing the second seasons at Virginia Beach. Just like the summer season, you get the sun, the sand, the golf, the shopping, the boardwalk.
Waiter.
The only difference is it costs a lot less, so you've got money left for the important things.
They want another lobster.
The second seasons at Virginia Beach. Call for more information.
Tonight's intermission report is presented by the New Dodge. We're thinking ahead.
This is an overtime New Dodge intermission report. We'll get you to all the hockey news, but first, the very sad news out of Nebraska. The news we brought you earlier in this evening was confirmed. Former Cornhusker quarterback Brooke Behringer died in a plane wreck. Apparently, he was the pilot of a small plane that crashed just after takeoff. It turns out Toby Lake, the brother of Behringer's girlfriend, died in the crash as well. Behringer was a star for the Nebraska team in 1994 that claimed the national title. Came in for the injured Tommy Frazier, led the team to 7 wins as a starter. He played backup last season and was looking forward to the NFL draft, where he was considered the 11th top quarterback in the draft. He had plans to go on to be a commercial airline pilot. Brooke Behringer gone at the age of 22. And we move on with the hockey of tonight, the playoff hockey. One game just coming to an end. The Rangers at home trying to keep from going down 0-2 to the Montreal Canadiens. And away we go to that hockey game. Jocelyn Thibault in net for Montreal and looking good early. Rangers coming at him. Thibault having none of it. Blocks that shot And then Yari Curry with another. Tebow clips that thing away as well. Rangers coming on the power play. Vincent Damphousse intercepts it, though. Short-handed, he gets the goal. Montreal up 1-0. Canadians 5-on-3. Mark Recchi pops in his own rebound. Pig pile in front of the net, 2-0. Rangers trying to show some muscle. Ulf Samuelsson, he's mean. But the Habs keep coming. One man down. Lyle Odoline makes it look easy out front. His second playoff goal ever. Messier displeased. Second period. Sergio Momesso. He'll shoot, he'll score. New York's finally on the board 3-1. And Messier is a little happier. Third period now. Pucks behind the net. Ulf Samuelsson. Momesso. Shoot. Score. Goal. 3-2. Later in the third, it's Samuelsson, that ruffian. He gets a goal. He ties the game at 3 apiece. Cross roll. Here come the Montreal Canadiens. Recchi takes it behind the net, kicks it out. It's Damphousse, second goal of the night. 4-3, game over. They added another. It was empty net. The Canadiens go up in this series 2-0. The Rangers have never come back down 0-2 in a playoff series. They'll have to do that now on the road in Montreal. The Blues, the Leafs, the first period. Soon. Nick Kypreos colliding with Grant Fuhr of St. Louis. He's down. He'll have to be helped off. Injured the same knee that took him out during the season. Not looking good. First period, 2-1 Leafs. Doug Gilmour shot. Tapped in by Matt Sundin. 3-1 Leafs after one. Second period is 3-2 Leafs. The Blues, Murray Barron, shorthanded goal. Got some help from Noonan and McTavish. Tied at 3 after 2. And now we're in the third period. Still tied at 3. Murray Barron, the man who tied it up. Toronto trying to come back and tie this series at 1 apiece. Canucks and the Avalanche. First period, 1-1 game. Uwe Krupp, the backhander. Mike Ricci deflects it past Hirsch, who's starting for Vancouver. His first ever start. 2-1 the Avalanche. Still in the first, still 2-1. Alexander Mogilny, he goes around the defense. In between the dog pile, 2-2 game. First period, more action. It's still 2-2. Scott Young, Sandis Olsenish. He'll get a goal. He'll get it 3-2 Colorado. It's now 3-3 as Trevor Linden has added a goal. Colorado leading this series by a count of 1-0. It's a 3-3 game, a lot of tight hockey. Don't forget, Bill Pito, he's just warming up. He's waltzing around here watching all these games. He'll give it to you. And tomorrow's playoff action, a little look ahead. There's more hockey to be had on the ESPN Brotherhood of Channels, ESPN Regular, the Original, the Capitals. They're leading the Penguins by a count of 1-0. That game Friday night, 7:30. At the same time, Winnipeg and Detroit. Detroit leads the series 1-0. It's on ESPN2. You want split channels. We have brought you 3 periods of hockey. And as we told you, we bring you another if necessary. It is 8:30. They'll drop the puck.
Its visibility and cab-forward roominess will brighten your outlook. Its dual airbags and steel door beams will help you feel safe and protected. And its fuel-injected multi-valve engine will put a smile on your face. Dodge Neon. It brings a whole new meaning to the phrase, have a nice day. Say hello to Dodge Neon. Around 9.3 for starters and under 12 for nicely equipped.
There's no fan like a hometown hockey fan, and there's no card like the official no annual fee NHL MasterCard. Call 1-800-268-5700 and apply for the only MasterCard with your favorite team's logo and no annual fee. Plus exclusive cardholder benefits. So take your shot and... with the credit card made just for hockey fans like you. The no annual fee NHL MasterCard. Call 1-800-268-5700 now to get your exclusive National Hockey League MasterCard.
Rule number 52, face off. Rule number 25, to play the game, use a puck. The Stanley Cup playoffs tomorrow at 7:30. The NHL rules on ESPN2.
Hey, it's the new Dodge Intermission Report, and this time it is for overtime. We got extra hockey, free hockey coming your way here on ESPN2. Let's get to the NBA, where the Orlando Magic going for a franchise record, 58 wins. It turns out there'd be a personal record in this game as well. Magic's Dennis Scott, Ricola, hitting the 3. And then it's Scott, Ricola, and then Scott. Again, please. Okay, that's it. 11 of them. Scott, a new NBA record. He already has the season record for three-point shots, 264. Orlando gets it all. A single record, a franchise record, they're good. Cleveland, a winner against New York. They trade places. Cleveland's the 4 spot. New York's the 5. They'll open up against each other if they stay put. Charlotte, a loser against Milwaukee. The reports are that Mike Dunleavy of Milwaukee will be fired at season's end. Charlotte now a game back with 2 to go. Miami has the lead for the 8th spot. Detroit, Chicago, Jordan 30 after 3. Ron Harper injured an ankle, had to be carried off. Chicago winning big here. Dallas beating up on Denver right now. Jim Jackson 25 after 3. The Clips, the Rockets, the score. It's a 1-point game. That's close. The Lakers, San Antonio, 6-point game. Not as close as the other game. Robinson 25 after 3. If you tune in to watch soccer, sorry, you're watching a promotion of soccer. Soccer coming up at 11. It's on tape. It's a good game. Kansas City, Dallas, Major League Soccer. Hang on, right after the NHL tonight. To baseball we go. Boston. I said Boston. I'm crying out for help. Boston. 8-2, Milwaukee and Kansas City. By the way, Boston ended a 7-game losing streak. The Cards, the Pirates, the game over our fancy panel. Paul Wagner, a loser 16 times last season. He's 3-0 this season. A winner 6-2 against St. Louis. The Cubs, the Giants, 7-6. The Cubs win that one. The Cubs now lead the National League Central. William Van Landingham, he dropped to 0-3 with a loss. Other games in progress. Philadelphia and Montreal. They are playing baseball. I guarantee you they are. It's 9th inning. Montreal at the lead. Florida has beaten Atlanta by a count of 5-3. Watch ESPN and ESPN2 all weekend long for the draft. Right now, watch Overtime Hockey soon.
Tonight feels kind of weird, but it's a good weird. I can feel it in my bones. This is not going to be your run-of-the-mill laundry-doing, pizza-eating kind of night. I will not be exercising tonight, or philosophizing, or organizing. What I am going to do is look for women who look like trouble, and I'm going to flirt with them heavily, because tonight, I'm not just drinking beer. I'm gulping life. I'm going to eat the night alive. What are you going to do? Olsen Ice, step outside.
Jesse, you're next.
I'm all yours.
Save it for the stage, Romeo.
Carol always gives it to me straight. Like when she told me about my...
I told him about Head & Shoulders. Regular shampoos just rinse flakes away so they could come back. Head & Shoulders helps prevent flakes from even forming. You see the difference? You look great.
Thanks, but will it get me this part?
Couldn't hurt.
Head & Shoulders, because great hair can't have flakes.
Hey, break a leg.
We took the most comfortable full-size pickup on the road and made it more comfortable. We took the most thoughtful interior on the market and made it more thoughtful. We took the biggest cab in the industry and made it bigger. The Dodge Ram Club Cab. First, we changed the rules. Then we stretched them. At America's truck stop, the new Dodge.
What's the NFL doing on ESPN and ESPN2 in April? Important business. It's the NFL Draft. This weekend on ESPN starting at noon and continuing on ESPN2 at 7. Continuous coverage on ESPN Net Sports Zone.
Welcome back live to the Spectrum in South Philadelphia, where the Flyers and Tampa Bay Lightning set to go to overtime. Tom Mees and Darren Pang with you. Fasten your seatbelts. Second overtime game of the playoffs so far, and a game that saw a goal early and a goal late.
Yeah, it did, and it saw a lot of things right in between as well as a lot of injuries, but the Tampa Bay Lightning got back in the third period and really dominated that period, but the Philadelphia Flyers early on, this is not a pretty goal. This is not what we saw in Game 1. This is a broken play and a fortunate play for the Philadelphia Flyers in that there was no penalty called. A blast by Dale Hawerchuk under 2 minutes into the game gave Philadelphia what they wanted on home ice. The fans into it, try to get Poop off his game, try to get Tampa Bay on their heels, and Dale Hawerchuk scores his second goal in as many games. This was a blast. He got great wood on this shot. One of the few errors on Darren Pupa's part, and I don't think he saw it all, but the Tampa Bay Lightning in the third period. This is their second even-strength chance of the entire game. Keep your eye on number 12, Black, right here. Lets her fly. Good save by Hextall. Right of your screen, Selivanov slides in and fires a pinpoint perfect shot. Low to the stick side, a difficult save for a goaltender to make.
And Selivanov has been good in this hockey game. That has been the best line for Terry Crisp and the Tampa Bay Lightning.
The Lightning have never won a game, never, here at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. A win tonight would tie this series up at 1. We'll be back with overtime in a moment.
So you've been thinking about getting Quicken, the world's #1 selling personal finance software. But don't you wish you could, well, see what's in the box? It's a world of features that make Quicken the fastest, easiest way to organize your finances. Look, there's almost no setup. Just start by paying your bills like this. Next time you have the same bill, just type the first few keys, and Quicken remembers everything for you. Your bank and credit card balances are always up to date online with no typing. And best of all, with Quicken, you always know exactly where your money goes, so you gain more control of your finances. Quicken also tracks credit cards, loans, investments, budgets, and more, and balances your checkbook in minutes. It even keeps track of your tax deductions. Does that answer your question? So why not try Quicken?
To order, use your credit card and call 1-800-624-1804. We'll ship and bill you just $39.95. If not satisfied, return in 30 days for a full refund.
Rule number 52, face off. Rule number 25, to play the game, use a puck. The Stanley Cup playoffs tomorrow at 7:30. The NHL rules on ESPN2.
Tampa Bay Lightning, Philadelphia Flyers headed for overtime in Game 2 of this NHL Eastern Conference quarterfinal. And Eric Lindros, well, he doesn't have as much help as he had to start the game, but he'll be huge in OT. And remember Lindros from earlier in this contest as he closes in on Darren Pupa. Feathers a pass across. Howard Chuck on the doorstep. Huge save by Pupa, and he covered up on the rebound.
And afterwards, Renberg just got smoked from behind. Lindros, what great speed he has, and there's no caution in the wind here. He's driving to that net, even though he suffered an injury early on in this game. No hesitation at all. And Howard Chuck didn't get much on that backhander, but it was a very good save by Darren Pupa nonetheless. So Eric Lindros so far in this hockey game, no shots on goal, Tom, in that third period. He's got 2 total, and the overall shots on goal.
There you see all-time playoff record. Well, this is the first ever for Tampa Bay. Philadelphia 12-5 at home, and they've won 5 consecutive Stanley Cup overtime games. Druce, Leclerc, and Otto all injured earlier, not to be found on the ice in overtime. Keep that in mind. An excuse, just a fact of life that Philadelphia will have to live with. At Balloon at center. Comes into the Tampa Bay zone. Brindamore, Falloon, Selivanov from behind. Falloon took a dive, but that won't be a penalty, not in overtime. Brindamore behind the goal. Falloon at the doorstep. Pupa somehow got a piece of that. It comes back out to Falloon. The Flyers crashing the net early on. Ron Brindamore. John Cullen says enough of this. And the Lightning skated to center.
Great start for 2/3 of that line that was so dominant in Game 1. Of course, they are without John Druce, one of the 4 players that were injured in this game, but Brindamore and Falloon showing that chemistry again.
Now Selivanov tries to get it to the legs of Holler. Chris Gratton maybe had a chance to take a shot, didn't take it. And Brindamore skates to center. Now it's Howard Chuck for Philadelphia. Howard Chuck, his shot just to the stick side. Lindros throws it in front, but nobody home. Michel Petit. Ryan Bellows, bad angle shot. Hextall got a piece of that. Now it's Chris Gratton behind the goal. Jason Weimer tied up by Terrien. Sends it in front. And is intercepted, but Hammerlick keeps it in the Philadelphia zone. Could be a key as Bellows takes it down low. Michel Petit pitching in, but puts it on the stick of Terrien. And Chris Terrien off the glass, but not out. Jason Weimer from the slot. Glove save. Hextall. Oh, bouncing puck in front of him. And he'll cover it up for the faceoff.
Terrific pace early on in overtime. Furious at both ends of the ice. The latter stages, though, pressure on Ron Hextall. And with pressure, you find bad clearing attempts. Chris Terrien has the puck, no one around him. Actually, it was an awful bounce off the boards. That's what happened. Bad bounce, shot on goal, and Hexie really struggled with this one. Instead of going right in the left jar, he scrambled with it, got it on the cuff of the glove, and had to really battle just to corral the rebound. Good shot by Weimer right here. Just put it on net. Anything can happen, as we saw last year in the playoffs with Vladimir Konstantinov's shot in overtime.
Off the face-off, Tampa Bay. Patrick Poulin put a quick shot in on Hextall. Now it's Dykhouse for Philadelphia. Tampa Bay's first ever overtime game of their first ever appearance in the series. And to tie the series at 1. Here's a deflected puck on the stick of Quinn, but he couldn't control it. Danny Quinn takes it away from Aaron Gavey. Down to the corner to Sean Bodine. Gavey allowed room to try and clear it. Down the boards, and Gavey eventually skates to center. Patrick Poulin, he's got first to speed. On the left wing, tied up by Dykhouse. Dan Quinn around the boards, but Shaw keeps it in the zone. Dykhouse and Mikhail Anderson battle for it, deflects into the crowd. 17:20 to go in the first OT. A Stanley Cup update. Kenny Mayne.
We are stretching your cable dollar. St. Louis down once, 3-1 to Toronto, but here they come, 3-3 here third. Igor Kravchuk, his shot is stopped. Brett Hull follows, his shot is not stopped. It's 4-3 St. Louis, trying to go up 2-0 in this series. But wait, there's more. Colorado, Vancouver, there in the second. The game tied at 3 apiece. Vancouver coming on the power play. Trevor Linden, Martin Jelena, he shoots. He shoots eventually. He scores eventually. 4-3 Vancouver.
Oh, great action around the NHL, and we'll have all the scores and highlights in the NHL tonight, later on tonight. Loose puck at center. Paul Eisenborg. Now Rob Taminer dumps into the zone. Kevin Haller back for Philadelphia. Now Bees and Darren Pang from the Spectrum. Game 2. Tampa Bay and Philly. Game tied at 1. The Flyers lead the series 1 game tonight. Igor Yulanov and Trent Flat. Yulanov around the boards. Eventually the Lightning clear it to center, but Brindamore is there. Nobody taking any chances in OT.
You still have to play your same style. I mean, it's sudden death, and you can ill afford to make an important mistake. You got to play within what the system you play with for the whole regular season. Can't change it up just because it's overtime.
Rushing to catch up to Michelle Samuelson. That'll cause an icing on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Samuelson's long stride and reach paying off there.
Well, the keys in this hockey game has certainly been the pairing of veteran defensemen. David Shaw has worked the ice with Igor Yulanov, and they have been terrific. Both guys, they've been on the ice anytime Eric Lindros has been on the ice. 5-on-5 and 4-on-4 situations, sometimes, of course, on the penalty kill. But in that last shift, Lindros cut his short, went to the bench for a breather. And now, with this pairing, he's going to go up not against that tandem.
Face-off, Lindros and Sean Burr to the right of Darren Pupa. Both goaltenders have been excellent tonight. John Cullen up to the breaking Selovanov, but Howard Chuck breaks that up. Here's Michael Renberg around Michel Petit, but Petit gets enough of him to break the play up. Chris Terrien loses possession of the puck. Sean Burr takes it away. Pass by Burr. Shot save. Hextall. Selovanov had a great chance. And Hextall with the first huge save of overtime. Eric Lindros cleared the zone, but brought it back in himself, and he's tied it to the blue line. Tampa Bay with it, and they give it away. Hammerlick back in his own end. Chris Terrien. Now taken away by Selovanov. Hammerlick the long one. Hextall lets her go. And Lindros dumps into the Tampa Bay end. Corey Cross back behind his own goal as Philadelphia goes for a manpower change. Mason Weaver takes a hit by Dykhouse. Corey Cross plays onside, and Cross came within a whisker of winning this game. Just wide of the glove side of Hextall. Dykhouse in the corner. Now it's Peter Svoboda. 5 minutes gone and a sudden death overtime. Sean Bodine. Lima at center, has it hop over his stick. Patrick Poulin gets a turnover. He's bodied off. Svoboda around the boards and over the stick of Shaw. And this is going to be icing on Philadelphia as Yulanov touches up. More Stanley Cup action. Kenny Mayne.
All right, Toronto down 4-3, trying to even this series up at 1-1, and here they come. Larry Murphy with the puck, kicks it out. Kirk Muller, he's centered, he's shooting, and he's scoring. 4-4 game.
Kenny and Darren, every time St. Louis and Toronto get together, it's always a great series.
Well, turnover by Philadelphia in this one here anyway. Chris Therien takes the puck as he's trying to stick handle, looking up ice. He loses control of the puck. Now he gets caught. Now we've got an odd man situation. Burr makes a perfect pass right on the tape to Selovanov, and Ron Hextall has been sharp, reading that play very well.
Shaw now controls the faceoff for Tampa Bay. Paul Yzerbark. On the backhand on the stick of Holler, though. Lindros tied up by Mikhail Anderson. Flyers do clear it to center. And this should be icing on Philadelphia again as it dribbles over the goal line, and Shaw touches up. Another key face-off in the Philadelphia end.
Well, you were talking about whiskers earlier, Tom, because anytime in overtime, put the puck on net, no matter what situation. Basically, obviously, if it's a no-brainer and there's a guy in front, but it never hurts to put the puck on net. Corey Cross just lets this fly. Watch how close this comes. Oh, he was off by a foot and a half or so. But that's a good scoring chance. And besides that, you got your point man at the right point anyway, so that puck's going to come right around there. And Tampa Bay was able to keep the puck in the zone.
Anderson with a face-off win. Yulanov, and Hextall calmly steers it into the crowd. You know, when Cross took that shot in real action, it looked a lot closer than that.
That's a long whisker, though. And you and I we don't have long whiskers like that.
No.
Big-time face-offs right now, and we talked about it. There is no Joel Otto on this hockey club. And face-offs become so important. Philadelphia has had the slight edge in this game, but that face-off won back. Yulanov lets it fly.
Another Yulanov shot, another Hextall save. Yzerbark, Examiner just whacks it toward the goal, never got close, and Philadelphia breaks out Brindamore. Now Brindamore pulls up, dumps to the corner. Trent Platt is sent sprawling, penalty on Tampa Bay. The Lightning going to get called for a penalty as Trent Platt at the doorstep was sent sprawling.
Oh, and then then Shaw just gave him another little shot, maybe trying to goad him into a penalty himself to take off another man. In overtime, that must be an awful feeling, going off to the penalty box alone, not bringing anybody with you. Shaw has been real good in this hockey game. Real strong, sound, fundamentally sound. Terry Chris takes down some notes. It could be a key part to this hockey game. The penalty killing of Tampa Bay has been good, though.
Yes.
In this contest, there's no doubt about that. The Flyers are 1 for 7 with the man advantage. Rod Brindamore doesn't get in there on the forecheck. Klatt does.
And after the penalty, Shaw give a little face rub to Klatt there.
It happened earlier. Right in front of the net. He definitely got the cross-check over on him. He definitely got the cross-check on him that sort of went off the back part of your shoulder pads. It looked like it kind of rolled right up the shoulder pads and then got him right to the lower part of the neck. And Dvorsky was right there, so you're right, a rare call in overtime. And Philadelphia has a glorious opportunity here with the man advantage, the 8th power play of the game.
You got Howard Chuck out there with Renberg and Lindros, the points man by Desjardins and Svoboda. Darren Pupa has to come up huge for the Lightning here. Aaron Gavey taking the face-off. Lindros wins it. Desjardins and Svoboda. Desjardins in the slot, shoots just wide stick side. Howard Chuck tripped up in front. He and Renberg trying to work a play. The puck is on the back of the net, so they'll face it off in the Tampa Bay end.
One thing I like about this Philadelphia power play, when everyone's healthy, I like having Howard Chuck back on the point. Well, now, right now, with the injuries that have happened, there's no John LeClair to be in front of the net. So Howard Chuck now is being put in a position where he's got to take the cross-checks in front of the net. He's got to be down low. He likes it up high on the point on the power play. But again, the good news is Michael Renberg's healthy, so they're able to have Renberg in there. But Peter Svoboda and Desjardins are on the point. Maybe a good possibility late in this power play when they make a change that Howard Chuck slides back there on the point.
Howard Chuck, remember, when he was in St. Louis, played low on the power play, and he didn't like that. Said he didn't like that at all. Was happy when he came here to Philly, and look at the face-offs. So key. We say that. Lindros bounces on this one. Top of the circle. Down low. Howard Chuck tried to center and couldn't, and Tampa Bay clears it. Desjardins behind his own goal. Minute and a half to go on this overtime power play for Philadelphia. Desjardins lofting it in, and the whistle will stop play for a face-off. 13:05 to go in the first OT.
Tampa Bay executed that breakout by Philadelphia perfectly. They've got one guy in sweeping. They've got another guy coming through the neutral zone sweeping. And then as Lindros tries to drag the blue line, while Gavey runs into him, gets his stick up high. The whistle had already gone. Boy, Lindros is really, he's been a gritty performer in this hockey game. Taking the injury, then trying to take control of this game. Playing wounded, have that nick on the nose as well. That's playoff hockey. That's what it's all about. A good penalty killing by Tampa Bay.
Flyers win the face-off at center. Svoboda sends in. Philadelphia's only goal tonight coming out of power play at 1:48 of the first period by Howard Chuck. And Quinn at center off the skate of Brindamore. Flyers a bit disorganized. Minute to go in their power play. Pat Falloon skates in, tries to get a pass to Brindamore. Falloon trying to hit Brindamore again. But it hit part of Ulanov and never got on goal. Now it's Quinn. Quinn back to the point. Carl Backhouse. Save. Rebound. Save. With Brindamore in the slide. Lightning dodging a bullet that time. Aaron Pupa coming up huge. Backhouse will dump in again. Oh, and a weird bounce, and it ends up on the side of the goal.
I'm jumping all over the place now. I love this stuff. What a save by Pupa.
Yes.
Wow, what a terrific reaction save. That was their best moment on the power play. Danny Quinn is so good at this. Sees the ice so well, makes the pass. Dykhouse with the shot. Watch the save. Watch the right pad now on Brindamore. Right there.
Yes.
Right pad glove. Got over there quickly. And with Falloon in front of the net, Brindamore has a great crack at it right there. Excellent reaction. See Ulanov behind the net. He's playing backup goaltender right there. And the reaction of the Philadelphia Flyers is there. Oh, boy, Jel Samuelson jumped up there.
You know what's impressive about the move by Pupa? He is a big goalie. He's a big man. And be able to move like that this late in the game, you got to give him the nod.
You bet you do. Look at Tampa Bay. 5 shots already in this overtime session.
Lindros wins the faceoff and carries in. Lindros shoots, save, Pupa, and it goes into the crowd. And that might have hurt Darren Pupa, or at least stunned him. That's a heavy shot from Lindros.
Well, you know, Darren Pupa's been suffering. He's had a strained back all year long. This one was high, though. I'm wondering about the reaction after he went down, if he didn't bother that. Lindros on the faceoff went forward instead of backwards, and Aaron Gavey trying to hold him up. A nice little sweep play to get the puck over the stick of Holder, and this puck's on end. Oh, that's right off the melon. Man, I love Jacques Plante when I see things like that.
Yes.
Right off the noggin. The puck's rolling, though. This is a scary situation. Oh, gee, my goodness. That was closer than it looked on that. That was a close shot.
Remember Jerry Cheevers used to draw little marks on his helmet where pucks hit him in the head?
Absolutely. Well, Pupa had to shake that one off. Good hard shot by Eric Lindros.
J.B. Lindros again, and Lindros wins it, kicks it back to Desjardins. Takes the shot, save Pupa, rebound, Lindros, backhand, and Pupa's down, and he freezes the puck, and another face-off, and bodies tumble behind the goal. This has been a war tonight.
Good battle. Really a good battle behind the net. Every time you're in close, you're going to pay the price. And that's also good, solid defense as well. Tampa Bay has been physical and assertive inside their own zone. Nothing like in the first game. Lindros, that one just hopped over his stick. Then he goes on the backhand. See the armpit?
Yep.
Right armpit of Pupa, and he makes the save. And Eric Lindros, earlier than that. Let's full speed ahead, Tommy, right in your living room.
Let's listen.
You hear the clang? Just that hollow sound, that clang.
Thud.
Those masks are great.
Lindros wins another face-off to Desjardins. Still on the power play, Philadelphia. Renberg. It'll expire in 10 seconds. Shot, save, rebound, slump. Pupa's back in. And what's the story? No, the puck is not over the goal line. Don't know where it is exactly, but it's not in the net.
It's in the crease right there. Dvorsky's pointing at it. He was in very good position. With Pupa falling back the way he fell back, that's where it's tough. I mean, you never know where that puck is. If it's in the gear and he's behind the line, then it would be a goal. But Lindros in front of the net. Good battle again with Ulanov, causing a havoc in front of Pupa. That's the game plan. Pupa makes that one save. No goal. Good play. Ulanov did a nice job. Blade of his stick along the ice. Dvorsky, though, right there.
And very decisive in the call.
Can't be caught in a bad position in overtime, I guess, but good pressure by Philadelphia.
He face off, 6 seconds left on the Tampa Bay penalty. Lindros controls it now. The penalty just about up. It'll be over in 2 seconds. Flyers want to try and continue their pressure. Penalty is over. Renberg, Howard sunk in the corner. Ulama tries to clear. Can't do it. Mikhail Anderson finally gets it to Zamaner, who puts it to center. So Tampa Bay has dodged the first serious bullet of sudden death overtime. See this team growing with every shift in the playoffs. Desjardins behind his own goal. Haller just lost it to center. Hammerlick back at his own end. Michel Coutinho has to go back in his zone. Off the stick of Gratton at center. Now here's Gratton again. The Brian Bellows takes a shot. He scores! Brian Bellows! Tampa Bay is even a series at 1.
What a play by Brian Bellows, who's a good shooter. A good shooter of the puck, and he corralled the loose puck. And it is awfully quiet right here in Philadelphia. You try to sneak out a victory on visitor ice to split the series, and they did so. And the goal coming 9:05 into the first overtime session. Terry Crispin, the Tampa Bay Lightning, played a sound game and rebounded so well from that disastrous first game in which they gave up 7 goals. Brian Bellows, he's just a natural shooter of the puck, and he let that fly underneath Ron Hextall.
3 years ago, Bellows was a member of a Stanley Cup champion of Montreal. He's been down this road before. He knows what it takes. And Brian Bellows evens up the series, and that man, Darren Pupa, deserves a big round of applause.
Oh, there is no doubt about that. Darren Pupa made key and crucial saves down the stretch in the early going, got his confidence early, even took one on the melon for the hockey club. But through the neutral zone, Haller trying to move the puck up quickly. Gratton read the play. Turnover, transition, nice little back pass right here. I thought Bellows was going to miss that pass. He gained control of it, and you see Weimer in front of the net, maybe causing a disturbance on Ron Hextall, but it went underneath the stick and the pad of Hextall, and Klatt can't come back, and Bellows does an excellent job of following up and putting that puck on net. Game over.
And you can tell it's Stanley Cup time. The Eastern Conference champs are even with Tampa Bay. The Rangers are down 2 games, and Pittsburgh trails in their series with the Washington Capitals. Coming up next on ESPN2, the NHL tonight. The NHL's walking wounded, a lot of injuries here, but not only here, as well as a preview of Game 2 of the Jets Wings and late action from McNichols in Denver, the Canucks and Avalanche. Our final score, Tampa Bay on a goal by Brian Bellows at 9:05 of overtime has evened the series up at 1 with a 2-1 victory. The NHL tonight coming up in just a moment.
For a man or a woman from Calvin Klein.
You work hard to own a $30,000 luxury car. Finally, there's a company that works just as hard to build one. Introducing the extraordinary i30. Through innovative technology and revolutionary design, Infiniti has created a car that offers you the flagship styling, space, and performance you deserve. And as you can see, hard work has its rewards.
Fire on Ice. ESPN2's coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs is brought to you by Miller Lite. When you've got the great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good. By McDonald's. Have you had your break today? And by Firestone, America's tire since 1900. For the Winnipeg Jets, Nikolai Khabibulin.
This guy's a pretty unknown quantity as you take a look at his stats for the season. A lot of people don't know very much about him, but this guy really loves to compete. He's very aggressive out there, and he'll attack the Detroit Red Wings whenever he can.
And there goes the end of the controversy, at least for this day. Chris Osgood gets his 2nd start of the postseason.
Yeah, that hasn't happened too many times this season. Osgood is back in there. He's a big fan favorite here at home.
Was not tested very frequently in Game 1. Just 14 shots on goal generated by the Jets. There's the first one quickly. Thrown in front by Dallas Drake and cleared to the side. Heath Tkachuk lays behind the net. Mike Ramsey tries to get it to the side as Keith Primo will play it back towards Ramsey. Ramsey, number 15. in his last NHL season. Nicholas Lidstrom checked on the play by Tkachuk. Now McIver throws it to the side of the Detroit net. Made in front. Tkachuk trying to gather it in. Finally cleared to the neutral zone by Darren McCarty. McCarty pushes it up ahead to Primo. Primo takes the pass on the backhand. Works it around Manson. Down on the play. No call from the referee, Bill McCreary. Working the lines tonight, Ray Scampanella and Pierre Shampoo.
Well, Norm McIver was caught up well up the ice for the Winnipeg Jet defenseman, but the Winnipeg forwards didn't try to get back. They had a lot of confidence in Manson in that one-on-one situation.
Terry Simpson, the head coach of the Winnipeg Jets.
Well, it's been a couple of years, 8 years to be exact, since the last time Terry Simpson was in the playoffs. You see his playoff record there. He wants his club to be more consistent for 3 periods. In tonight's game, they played well for a little over 20 minutes, and then they lost all of their offensive thrust. And Scotty Bowman, what can you say about the guy? He's been here more often than anybody else. He owns a whole raft of records. You see his playoff credentials there, and Scotty has his club well tuned for this game again tonight.
Biggest credential, the number of Stanley Cup rings owned by Scotty Bowman, winningest coach in NHL history. Konstantinov plays behind the Detroit net. It hit a stick, and the icing is waved off. Going to be chased down by Teppo Numminen, number 27. He flips it through center. Alexei Zhamnov will give chase on Osgood. Osgood handles it behind the net. Zhamnov almost caught up to it. Now played by Igor Korolev. Off the puck for a moment, gets it back behind the net. Olchuk trying to work it towards the point. He does so. Finley shot, save made by Osgood. He got the blocker in the way. Now it is played by Zhamnov. Pass intercepted. Watch out. Fedorov and Kozlov. 2-on-1. Across to Fedorov. One-timer save made by Kalibullin. Good 2-on-1 engineered by the Russians. Kozlov and Fedorov.
And the key to that was how quick the shot came off of Fedorov's stick. That was just a brilliant save by Khabibulin to keep his club in it here early, because they don't want Detroit to get the edge on it.
Yeah, in game 1, Winnipeg did have the edge. Detroit did not score their first goal until the 3rd period. But then they exploded for 4 goals in a 6-minute period. Play to the side of Khabibulin, to the point route. Shot goes just wide. Now into the neutral zone, Paul Coffey trying to handle.
Winnipeg wants to be more aggressive offensively, Mike, but they've already had one defenseman caught on 2 different occasions already, and it's costing them chances again.
Now worked on the near side by Chris Draper. He had the goal the other night to get the Detroit Red Wings on track in the 3rd period. Brought up the ice by Coffey. Coffey works it through. Coffey shoots. Save made! Now it's retreated by the Jets. Back the other way. Keith Tkachuk. Tkachuk works it. Bounced off the play nicely by Bob Rouse. End-to-end action early in the 1st period. Draper stick handling into traffic, and Dave Manson will control for Winnipeg.
Winnipeg looking a little bit uptight here, and Detroit is taking advantage of it big time.
Tkachuk pushes it back to his goaltender. We will have a stoppage. Early moments here at Joe Louis Arena.
Election year, a time for tough choices, especially at happy hour. Should you go to your usual bar or that new sports bar? Play pool or foosball? Talk to the blondes or the brunettes. But at least one choice is easy.
Miller Lite. Bottle or tap?
Bottle.
Tap.
Join the party. Choose Miller Lite. Life is good. And when you vote, life is really good.
Look who's winning at McDonald's. Joanne Pearson won an IBM Aptiva computer. Mike White won a Disney video. Come play the Disney Video Masterpiece Collection Trivia Challenge today at McDonald's. You could be next. Look who's winning at McDonald's. Pamela Donnelly won $1 million. Jerry Kenny won $100,000. Come play the Disney Video Masterpiece Collection Trivia Challenge today at McDonald's. You could be next.
Detroit with 2 excellent scoring chances early in this game. Watch the bad turnover by Winnipeg in the Detroit zone. The quick 2-on-1. Perfect pass to Fedorov, and watch this instant shot, and what an incredible save by Hobby Bullen, who had to cover an awful lot of ground to make that save. And watch Paul Coffey go coast to coast. Nobody touches him. That's Muni on defense. He gets his legs spread too wide, can't make the pivot quickly enough, and it was Hobby Bullen again who came up with a big save to bail his club out, and he's going to have to continue to be as good as he was in game one. There you see his numbers. He held them in there as Detroit got stronger and stronger in game one. They had that 1-0 lead for a considerable length of time into the third period, and then all of a sudden, in less than a 6-minute span, boom, it was 4-1. So Nikolai Hobby Bullen has a pretty good idea of what to expect from this Detroit Red Wings hockey club.
Teppo Numminen, number 27. One of the guys with not a lot of playoff experience on this Winnipeg team, but a young man who was very effective in the season series against the Detroit Red Wings for Winnipeg. That season series won by the Detroit Red Wings. 3-2-1 the Red Wings record against Winnipeg this year. The Jets the only team in the NHL to win 2 games against Detroit in the regular season.
And Numminen and Finley will be out against the Russian 5 of Detroit as often as Terry Simpson can possibly manage.
Chris King being pestered by Steve Yzerman. The captain's meeting on the near side. Yzerman flips it over to Mike Ramsey. Ramsey gets it ahead to Steve Yzerman. Yzerman works it around the outside on Tverdovsky. Puts it back behind to Darren McCarty. McCarty being pestered on the play. Well taken by McCarty, wrapped around, but he can't get a shot on net. Puck goes into the center zone, pushed back in. And the offsides is called.
There's a look at Oleg Tverdovsky, one of the 2 players, Chad Kilger being the other, coming over to the Winnipeg Jets in the Teemu Selanne trade. This kid is very highly skilled and was the best Winnipeg Jet defenseman in game number 1 against Detroit. Terry Simpson would like to see his other defenseman playing a little more offensive the way Tverdovsky was in game 1. We've seen early signs here in this first period where they tried to get involved, but they've been getting caught up ice. You cannot afford to do that against Detroit.
Igor Larionov, really the key acquisition. There weren't many made this year by the Detroit Red Wings, but everybody points to the trade made with the San Jose Sharks to acquire Igor Larionov for Ray Shepherd. Shepherd is playing in the postseason. He has since left San Jose and become a very important member of the Florida Panthers. Laid down in the zone. Fetisov avoids the big hit of Dallas Drake. Drake, the former Detroit Red Wing. Now McIver gets it across to Dave Manson. Manson has no love for these Detroit Red Wings as he played many a season with the Chicago Blackhawks. Now Fetisov to Kozlov. Primo is out with the 2 Russian players, Larionov and Kozlov on the forward line. Konstantinov couldn't push it ahead to Larionov. Now played back through center. Pushed into the zone. Kozlov gets a hold. Quick shot on that. Rebound. Tkachuk can't pull the trigger. Oh, all of a sudden, Dallas Drake got a glorious scoring opportunity. Flip back deep into the zone. Kozlov controls for Detroit.
The neutral zone is always key here, and so far Detroit is getting far too much room to work with. If Winnipeg gives them that much room, they're going to be in trouble here tonight.
Primo's pass intercepted. Tkachuk now played again by Detroit. Coffey headman pushed ahead to Sergei Fedorov. He spins at the blue line, flips it ahead. Played by Brown, knocked off the puck. Remember, Detroit playing tonight without Dino Ciccarelli, serving the 3rd of a 3-game suspension. There's an encounter against the Chicago Blackhawks. Now to the point, Numminen. Delayed penalty to be called on Detroit. Watch out, Jamnov. Brown got a stick on it. And the first penalty will go against the Detroit Red Wings. And the Winnipeg Jets will have the first power play of the night.
An interference call this time. What a great play by Doug Brown to possibly save a goal as he went diving through the slot area to save it. And it looks like he is the one who's going to be called for the interference. Here's the pass will come out in front. Watch 17 White will dive. There he is. He got there just in time, and it was Jamnov in front of the net. You don't want Jamnov to be all alone, and in fact is Brown in the penalty box right now.
That was very close to the same spot that Alexei Jamnov scored his goal in game 1 when he went upstairs on the first shot of the night for Winnipeg and gave the Jets the early 1-0 lead against Scotty Bowman's Wings.
Exactly right. Jamnov and a lot of the European players, we'll talk a lot about it more too with Scotty Bowman's Russian 5, how they expand the scoring zone. In the old days, it used to be about 20 feet wide in the slot. Now anywhere from dot to dot, face-off dot inside the zones, it's all scoring zone areas now. And you can see Jamnov almost got that scoring chance just a moment ago.
So Brown goes off for interference. The Jets with the first power play of the night. They were 0 for 4 with the man advantage 2 nights ago. Detroit, the best penalty killing unit in the NHL in the regular season. Just percentage points. below breaking the all-time record held by the Philadelphia Flyers. You see the game 1 numbers. 0 for 4 for Winnipeg. Now played deep down by Steve Yzerman. Yzerman with a couple of shorthanded goals in the regular season. Janney tries to center. Janney plays behind. Konstantinov bothers him. Now Lidstrom ties up Eddie Olchuk. All 3 blue jerseys behind the net. Tkachuk gets it out to Numanen. Numanen gets it back to Keith Tkachuk. Shot goes to the side. Rebound kicked out by Osgood in a pile, and Yzerman able to gather it in. Across to Lidstrom, ahead to Bob Airy. Bob Airy playing in his first playoff game as he gets tossed into the net by Alexei Zhamnov. As he was also serving his suspension in game 1, returns to the ice surface tonight. We check in for the first time this evening with Kenny Mayne.
Penguins trying to even up the series with the Caps on the power play. It's Mario Lemieux behind the net. He's got the puck looking for Francis. Found him. There's Peter Nedved. He got 2 quick ones in game 1 and a quick one in game 2. It's 1-0.
And the question, Kenny, will that hold up? Remember the big comeback in game 1 for the Washington Capitals as they won 5-4.
Well, they always say go to the net. Bob Airy goes to the net and gets taken down. This is well away from the plate. I think Scotty Bowman and his Detroit Red Wings are a little upset. You can see how they were holding each other, and Airy went down and into the net. No penalty called on the play to Zhamnov. Bob Airy just back from suspension as well. And this guy is a real feisty player, the type of player that every coach loves in the playoffs. He can play tough. He's not a very big guy. He is an absolutely in-your-face kind of player, and he's great in the locker room, too.
Won 2 Stanley Cups with Scotty Bowman in Pittsburgh at the beginning of the decade. Now played by Fedorov. Back to Paul Coffey. Exactly a minute remaining in the interference penalty to Brown.
And one of the things Winnipeg wants to improve on in this game is their power play. They really struggled in game 1 coming up the ice. Detroit is so smart and so experienced. They got them off along the boards all night long and gave them no passes, and they've done so pretty successfully early on in this power play as well, too. Winnipeg has to get it out in the middle of the ice.
Fedorov forces the turnover at the blue line. Now gets it ahead. Coffey scores! What a play! Sergei Fedorov to Paul Coffey. A short-handed goal. It is 1-0 Detroit, in the Octopi are all over the ice surface.
What great talent these 2 players display here. A turnover by Tverdovsky at the blue line. Coffey coming late. Fedorov just kind of treading water in the middle. And Coffey tiptoes in behind, gets the perfect pass. Look at Fedorov, buying time. He knows Coffey's coming. Pivots at exactly the right time. Coffey pulls away from Tverdovsky. Absolutely perfect precision passing and execution by 2 of the best players in the National Hockey League. Nothing Javi Bulin can do on this one. Look at that execution. Winnipeg could have used that guy on defense. I don't mean the guy in black, the one with all the arms there. You needed one on Coffey coming from behind and one on Fedorov. You see Paul Coffey's numbers. This guy, you know, Mike, in golf they have Iron Byron that takes the perfect golf swing. Paul Coffey has the perfect skating stride, and you saw it right there.
Paul Coffey, his 2nd goal in as many games of this series. Fedorov gets the lone assist. It comes shorthanded at 6 minutes and 35 seconds of the first period.
That's a shorthanded goal, and boy, that's a backbreaker at any time. But early on in the hockey game, to go up 1-0, Detroit just gets rolling. You can feel the adrenaline rush through the whole crowd in this building now. It's exactly what the Winnipeg Jets did not want.
Let's watch Sergei Fedorov. He has had some great scoring opportunities early in the game. Here comes another. What a save by Javi Bulin as he got the big blocker up. Fedorov set up the Coffey shorthanded goal. He has already had 2 glorious scoring chances of his own. Zhamnov back the other way. Now Chris Draper controls for Detroit. The indication of penalty forthcoming against the Winnipeg Jets. Detroit, 6 seconds remaining in the penalty to Brown, and then they'll have a power play of their own.
A little frustration penalty. Looks like a slashing penalty on the Winnipeg Jets. They just gave up a shorthanded goal. Now they're frustrated. They're back on their heels a little bit, trying to create a little bit of adrenaline. And it's Tkachuk gone to the penalty box for a slash. Javi Bulin's been a busy man already, and another turnover by Winnipeg. And Sergei Fedorov is not the guy you want to be turning the puck over to. You can see the puck flutter a little bit in the course of the shot. And here's the 2-handed chop by Tkachuk right across the forearm of Draper. And Tkachuk is out for 2 minutes.
Keith Tkachuk for slashing at 7:05 of the first period. Detroit Red Wings have been very dominant this hockey season in this building, Brian. They have lost just 3 times this year at Joe Louis Arena. One of those times was, though, in the regular season to the Winnipeg Jets. So 3 seconds now left on the penalty to Doug Brown, and the power play will go into effect for Sergei Fedorov and his teammates. The penalty has come to an end. Konstantinov controls for Detroit their first power play of the night. They had 1 power play goal in game 1. They were 1 for 5 with the man advantage during the regular season. Had great success on the power play against Winnipeg.
Detroit has an edge to them right now. That goal has given them the extra confidence. And right from the outset, they have really taken it to Winnipeg.
Russian 5 on the ice surface. Fetisov gets it to the far side. Igor Larionov steps it to the top of the circles, leaves it for Fedorov. Now Fetisov back to Fedorov. Big shot, save made, rebound. Bobby Bulin trying to hold on. He gets help from his defenseman.